What's up? It's Jati Jones, and welcome to the live stream. So, if you can hear me and if you can see me, give me a comment, and we're gonna get started. So, what are we gonna talk about today? We're gonna talk about the framework for getting unstuck and starting to date women that you're truly attracted to. Okay, thanks, Waska. Let me know what country you're in. So, today's topic is how to get unstuck and start dating the kind of women that you're genuinely attracted to. So, last month I spent about 2 weeks talking to around 80 guys one on one, listening to what issues they're having, what problems they're having, what challenges they're having with women. And one common challenge that a lot of men seem to be having is that they can date. They're basically relaxed and they're okay with the regular women, but when they're around women they're intensely attracted to, that's when they get nervous. That's when they freeze up, and that's where they're blocked. So if that's you, then today's going to help you get unstuck. So Born Free from Holland, thank you. Marvin, thank you. Let me know if you can relate to this. If you feel like you're relatively under control and relaxed around most women, but when it comes to those really hot ones, you get stuck. Comment and let me know if you can relate to that. So what I'm going to share with you today is a 5-step strategy, a 5-step framework that's going to allow you to get unstuck. Okay? Yes, bravely, this is live. Okay. Used to watch me back in 2013. Awesome. Thanks. Okay, so you guys can relate. Exactly. Okay, so this video is for you if you have been stuck for 1 year or more. So if you have been stuck for 1 year or more, not getting the kinds of results you want with women, that is because you're doing something wrong. You're using the wrong strategy. Now, the mistake a lot of men make when they're stuck is that they use 2 strategies which on the surface appear like good strategies, but in fact end up being traps and being part of the problem. So what are the 2 strategies that most men are using when they get stuck? So the 2 strategies men use when they're stuck, when they're not getting the results they want with women, number 1 is they think, okay, I've been stuck, so I need more information. And so they go out and they start accumulating more and more information. So, but accumulating information becomes a trap because, as you've probably experienced, it becomes kind of like an addiction, a never-ending cycle, and you can never accumulate enough information. So, who here can relate? Okay, comment in the chat if you can relate to the fact that you have accumulated a ton of information and you have the theory up in your head and you have at least 1 year of content or more of information that you've gathered, yet you have still not been able to create a breakthrough for yourself. That information gathering did not result in you getting unstuck. So, okay, so Benja says, yep, I even went to a boot camp. Exactly. A lot of guys even go to boot camps and still stay stuck. Today, I'm going to give you the formula, the strategy for getting unstuck. Okay, so I'm sure everyone can relate to that. You accumulated more information, but you stayed stuck. So if accumulating information is not enough, then what's the second part of the strategy? The second part of the strategy is, Okay, well, if it didn't work, maybe I didn't try hard enough. And so guys start going out and trying harder. Okay, so now we have a two-part strategy: accumulate more information and then go out and try harder. Now, on the surface, this is a very good strategy, right? You're educating yourself and then you're going out and trying it. Fine. Now, here's the distinction. Here's the distinction. The power is in the distinctions, okay? In whatever things you're trying to accomplish in your life, the power is always in the distinctions and the small differences. So, what I said at the beginning of this live stream is that this presentation is for men who have been stuck for 1 year or more. This presentation is not for you if you have been stuck for less than a year. So for some men, they have a bit of a challenge with women, and then they go online and then they accumulate some information and then they go out and try it and it works and they're unstuck. Okay. So that two-part formula of accumulate more information and go try harder works for some men because they have a foundation. But if you've been at this for more than a year and trying harder and accumulating more information has not gotten you unstuck, then that means that this two-part formula is not enough for you. Okay, you need to add the other two parts. Okay, so I said this is a five-part formula, but actually it's a four-part formula. The first point is the point I'm explaining right now, which is you don't need more information. So point number one, strategy shift, mind shift number one is you do not need more information. You do not need to go out and try harder. What you need is to change your strategy, change your approach. In neuro-linguistic programming, they say doing the same thing over and over but expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. But you and I both know that we act in insane ways every day. So if you've been stuck, stop using the same strategy. Einstein said, you cannot solve a problem at the same level of thinking at which it was created. Okay? We cannot solve a problem at the same level of thinking at which it was created. So what you need to do is what we're doing here in this meeting together is we are elevating our level of thinking to a new level and looking at this from a different perspective. And from that different perspective and different approach and different strategy, we're going to get unstuck because we're raising our thinking. Okay, you cannot solve a problem at the same level of thinking that it was created. A big part of the reason why you're stuck, and this leads us into the next point, is because you've accumulated so much information. So point number two that I want to make with you today is that accumulating information is part of the problem. Accumulating this compulsive, obsessive accumulation, endless accumulation of more information is part of the problem. Why? It is because an excess of information causes two things. It causes confusion and it causes overwhelm. It causes confusion and it causes overwhelm. So you're browsing the internet, you're watching Jad T. Jones, and Jad says this, but then you go watch Billy Bob, and he says this, and then you go watch Super Mike, and he says this, and then you have all these conflicting philosophies in your head, right? So then you go out to apply it in the real world, and you see a woman, and you're like, okay, should I approach her? Well, Jad said use the 1 second rule. Don't think and just go talk to her. But then Super Mike said, no, you got to evaluate the situation first, make sure she's not with her boyfriend, and then once you know it's safe, then go approach her. And then Billy Bob said something else, right? And so because you have all that conflicting information, what happens is you start thinking and you don't know what to do and you get confused, you get overwhelmed, and then you sit there and you think and you get paralyzed by fear. So then the window of opportunity passes you by, you miss your chance, the girl is gone, and you're like, damn, again, I was paralyzed by fear again. So the root of your fear, ironically, comes from the excess of information that you have accumulated. So if you can relate to that, give me an amen. Give me an amen in the chat if you can relate to that. Confusion and overwhelm, which causes paralysis. All right, we got an amen from Matt Jazz, Benja, Marvin. Exactly. Okay, thank you. So you guys can relate. So the analogy is like this. I don't know if they still do this, but in the circus, a lion tamer used to tame a lion using a small four-legged wooden stool. So he would tame this huge beast, this lion, simply by pointing a four-legged wooden stool at the lion. Okay, so let's pretend this is the wooden stool. So here's the thing. Why is the lion afraid of a wooden stool? Of course not. Could the lion, with one swipe of his paw, probably break the lion tamer's head? Of course. But when you point that four-legged stool at the lion becomes docile. He becomes docile. Why? Why can a four-legged stool subdue a powerful lion? The reason is because the lion perceives each one of those legs as a separate threat. And so he has to deal with 4 threats at once, and that's too much for him to handle. And so he becomes paralyzed, and so he just stops. So that's what's happening to you when you're accumulating too much information and you're following too many different dating mentors, dating coaches. You're getting conflicting information and you're getting overwhelmed. So can you relate to the lion? Can you relate to the wooden stool? Do you understand the concept of why you're getting paralyzed when you're in those situations and you want to go talk to those very attractive women? I'm going to take a moment too, since I'm online. I want to give a big shout out to my brothers. This is my brand new camera. This is a Canon 80D with a brand new Rode microphone and a Gorilla tripod. I did a crowdfunding campaign. From my followers sponsored me because I said I need a new camera, new equipment because it was way past due. And I asked them to support me in that and to support the community. And you guys came through big time. This thing was over $1,500 and we raised all the money. So to everyone who donated, who gave back, who supported me, who had my back when I needed you, big respect to you, a big thank you. This means a lot to me. And moving forward, every time I touch this thing, every time I pick this thing up, every time I use this beautiful camera with this beautiful microphone and this beautiful tripod, I'm thinking of my brothers who supported me. So thank you very much. Like, words can't express, man. You know, this is when you know brothers got your back, and this is when you know you have a true brotherhood. So thank you so much. Big shout out. This is the beauty that you helped buy. And as you saw, I posted a video earlier today. Crisp color, crisp sound, top of the line, beautiful. So thank you. And I'll be making a lot more videos because now we have the right equipment. Okay, so moving on. Moving on. Just give me a second here because I have my notes. So the next point we're going to talk about is about your error in strategy. Okay, so continuing. I didn't actually finish that point. So how do you solve this problem of overwhelm? How do you solve this problem of overwhelm and confusion? So gathering information is part of the problem. So what you need to do is this: one system, one mentor, 1 year. One system, one mentor, 1 year. Studies have shown that less is more. If you want to succeed at something, you don't want to go and mix systems. You don't want to go and mix mentors. You don't want to go and dabble in something for 2 months here, 1 month here, and keep switching directions. Okay? What you need to do is to choose one system, a philosophy that resonates with you, a philosophy that feels good in your heart, a philosophy that speaks to you, that says, okay, this is what resonates. This is aligned with my values, my beliefs, my personality. Okay. Then a mentor. Find a mentor who you resonate with, someone who you know has your best interest at heart, and someone who your philosophies align. Okay, and then stick to that for 1 year. One mentor, one system, 1 year. Studies have shown people who do less, okay, but stick to one system, one mentor, 1 year. Those are the people who have breakthroughs. Thank you, Nicola. I'm happy I got the camera too. So you need to you need to stop confusing yourself. You need to stop sabotaging yourself. There's an illusion that you have an abundance of information out there, but anything taken to an extreme is actually hurting you. So if you're following a bunch of different dating advice mentors, if you're dabbling, thanks Genji. If you're dabbling, then you need to stop dabbling. You need to choose. Even if that mentor is not me, fine. I stand for your success. If your success means that you're not going to watch me for a year, so be it. Email me 1 year from now. Tell me that the one system, one mentor, 1 year system worked for you, and that you're in a beautiful relationship, and I'll be happy for you, right? But you got to be serious. Take a sports analogy. How ridiculous would it be? Let's take Roger Federer. How ridiculous would Roger Federer look if he was mixing systems, if he was mixing coaches, like he was with his main coach, but then he'd go off and be with another coach for 2 months, and then for another month he'd find this cool coach has this cool system, and he'd go there for a while, and then he'd come back to his original coach. Would he be a champion? Of course not. Of course not. So then why aren't you the same? You are the same. So the laws of success apply across the board. The laws of success are as predictable as simple math. 1 + 1 is 2 all the times. The laws of the universe are always the same, right? We're not talking about quantum physics and all that weird stuff, but just the simple stuff, right? Gravity. Gravity always works, right? Gravity always works. If you're a good person or a bad person, it does not matter. The law of gravity will pull you down no matter what. So what I'm talking to you today, is that they're all laws. They're constant. So one of the laws is that if you're going to mix systems, and if you're going to dabble, and if you're not going to stick to something, you're not going to get the breakthrough that you're looking for. Okay? So now let's move on to the next point that really keeps men stuck. This one is very, very common. And here's what it is. Okay? I've been studying the principles of success for over 10 years now, maybe 15. So I see patterns. I am able to predict a man's future success or failure to startling accuracy. I'm very accurate because I've seen the patterns over and over and over. So it's kind of like Neo in the Matrix. In the Matrix, Neo gets to a point where he starts seeing the code. So I'm not saying that I'm some at that level of whatever, but I do see patterns. And I see guys doing specific things, and the guys that are following the right laws of success get success with women, and the ones that don't. So what's one of the most common causes of men staying stuck is that most men who are stuck for 1 year or more are men who are going at this alone. I'm going to say that again in case you were multitasking. In case you were multitasking, stop multitasking. This could be a game changer, this video right here for you. I'm giving you the keys. I'll tell you another thing. Guys come to me who have been stuck for 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years. And then I put them through these principles that I'm sharing with you right now. And within 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, men get unstuck. They've been stuck for 3 years, 5 years. They come to me, and within 2 to 3 months on average, sometimes it takes a little longer, 6 months, they get unstuck. And I'm telling you how. I'm telling you what I apply with them. Okay? So most men who have been stuck for 1 year or more all have the commonality that they go at this alone. So I want you to say in the comments, yes, that applies to me. I've been going at this alone. Okay? So it's not that you're not good enough. It's not that you're not confident enough. It's not that you have self-esteem issues. It's the fact that you're going at this alone. You have the wrong strategy. Remember, at the beginning, I said the reason why you're stuck is because you're doing things the wrong way. You are using the wrong strategy. Okay, so right now the comments are going, yes, that applies to me. Lone wolf here. Me too. Yep, went alone. Yes, been going at this alone. Yes, applies to me for sure. Okay, you see, so if you're watching this as a recording, boom, boom, boom. You see how on point I am? You see, I'm on point because I know the patterns. I've seen this. This is not my first rodeo. Success follows patterns. Failure follows patterns. And the comments are still going saying, yes, that's me, that's me, that's me. So stop it. Okay, so but simply stop going at it alone. No man achieves anything significant alone. So let's take the sports analogy again, because it's a very, very simple way to look at things, because the laws of success apply across the board. So how ridiculous would it be? Let's say Roger Federer came to you when he was 12 years old and he said, hey, I want to make it pro. I want to become a pro tennis player. I am going not only to become pro, but I'm going to become the best in the world. I'm going to become a champion. Okay, but here's my strategy. So Roger Federer at around 12, 13 years old tells you, here's my strategy to become a pro athlete. He says, I'm going to go on YouTube and browse random videos and learn off of free videos. I'm not going to hire a coach. I'm going to save that money because I don't want to spend money, waste money on a coach. I'm not going to go and surround myself with other excellent players. I'm just going to play with whoever shows up. I'm not going to follow a specific system. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to take a bit of this system, a bit of that system. I'm just going to read ebooks, $47 ebooks, and I'm just going to do all this on my own. And then I'm going to be pro. So how many of you in the comments tell me, would you bet on him even making it pro, let alone becoming a champion? That's his plan. I'm going to go at it alone. I'm going to buy $47 ebooks. I'm going to browse random videos on YouTube. I'm not going to get a mentor. I'm just going to do this alone. Okay, so no. Thank you. Thanks for commenting too. Okay, F no. No way. Nope. Exactly. So my question to you, my dear brother, why then do you think that you're going to have a breakthrough while you're using that strategy of going at it alone, randomly browsing YouTube videos, mixing philosophies, mixing mentors, buying $47 ebooks, and then expecting to get a breakthrough? Do you see? Night sight says because it's not tennis. Night sight, as I said before, the principles of success work across the board, whether it's in business, in relationships, in sport. Those laws are unbreakable. Okay, I will bet money against you. Okay, because I know. Just like previously I said before, who's going at it alone? Boom, boom, boom. Me. I'm not a mind reader. I'm a pattern reader, and I've been at this for 10 years now. So it's as predictable as 1 + 1 is 2. You understand? So exactly. So what you need to do is you need to change your strategy and start doing this. Stop doing this alone and start doing it with, having your friends, having mentors. um, I have not yet seen a man who just goes out there alone and gets success with women. I have not seen a man who was stuck and then got unstuck by being isolated and continued doing what he's doing. So remember, doing the same thing over and over but expecting a different result, that's insanity. It's the definition of insanity. So let me look at my notes. Let's go on. Okay, so to add to this note, I would like to share a powerful principle with you from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So, Napoleon Hill was commissioned by the richest man in the world, Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie hired Napoleon Hill and he said, I'm going to give you my Rolodex. I'm going to give you unlimited access to 500 of the richest men. I don't know if it was in the world or if it was in America, but 500 of the richest men. You can go and interview them. You can go study them. You can go observe them. And I want you to go for 25 years and research what these men are doing differently that is making them succeed, whereas everyone else is failing. So Napoleon Hill spent 25 years of his life studying the most successful men. We're talking about men like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, big time guys. So these days it would be Bill Gates, the late Steve Jobs, Warren Buffett. So, and he looked at the pattern. And at the end of 25 years, he came to this conclusion. He said, no man, this is the part where you want to stop multitasking and listen. No man can achieve great wealth or success without using the mastermind principle. Okay? Said in simple English, no man can achieve great wealth or success alone. So when studying, so are you going to argue, this is the point. Are you going to argue with a man who spent 25 years of his life studying success and at the end of that came to the conclusion that with all these men he saw, he said none of these men succeeded alone. No man can achieve great wealth or success alone. So the principles are universal. They apply. This is gravity. It always applies. So I'm telling you a law here. The law is if you go at it alone, you stay stuck, you fail, you stay mediocre at best. And if you're very, very lucky, maybe you will progress, but your progression will be so slow. It'll be, it's akin to if the guy doing it alone is like riding a bike. The guy who's masterminding and doing it, who's masterminding with people, is like he's in a race car. So yes, maybe you can get there on a bike, but it's going to take you 100 times longer. And the thing that happens most of the time with guys that go at it alone is not that they get there slower, it's that they give up before they reach their goal. And the reason why is because failing for years on end is soul crushing. It's heartbreaking. At some point, everybody has their breaking point. Everybody has their breaking point. So what usually happens, what usually happens is that a man will give up. When he's going at it alone, he will give up before he gets there. That's another pattern I see. It's a very sad story. So what you need to do is you need to start masterminding. Okay? You need to start masterminding. Night sight. Thank you. Good. You don't have to. You don't. I'm glad that you didn't give up. I mean, no. You said I gave up long ago. Yeah, don't give up, man. Give up going at it alone, but don't give up. Okay, you just need to change your strategy. You need to change your strategy. So right now, I'd like to break down what the mastermind principle is so that you can start using it. The mastermind principle is a group of 2 or more people working in complete harmony towards a specific goal. Okay? A mastermind is a group of 2 or more people working in complete harmony towards a specific goal. Said in more casual language, is that when you have 2 best friends who have a lot of chemistry together, they support each other, and because they have this support, this communication, they they feel safe to express all their struggles, everything. They support each other, and because they support each other, they both become stronger, and so they both move through the world more powerfully. So with the mastermind principle, what they discovered is this: when you put 2 minds together, they actually create a third mind. And this third mind is a powerhouse. And this third mind is much more powerful than the 2 individual minds. So what you're doing when you're creating a mastermind, it's like, do I have my batteries here? When you have a mastermind, it's like, this is you and this is you. So alone, you have this much power. Alone, he has this much power. You mastermind, and then that mastermind a mastermind is not 1 + 1 equals 2. Okay? A mastermind is, I'm just gathering all my batteries here. A mastermind is more like 1 + 1 equals 10. Right? Let's see here. Okay, so when you mastermind, this is the battery power you're generating. You're generating. Oh, not good with, not really handy, man. Good with my hands. Okay, so a mastermind, these 2 minds create this battery powerhouse here. Okay, so look at the difference. A mastermind, this mastermind could be 5 people, 10 people, but 2 people minimum, right? So with these 2, you're creating all this power up here. So imagine that you're this much more powerful just when you mastermind with someone who you have harmony with. You understand? And if you drop that mastermind, all that drops. And now you're back here. Do you see the difference in power? Tell me if that impacted you right there. Did that just impact you? Did you just have an insight right there? This is you when, if you just make a tiny shift, this could be you. This is your power up here. Okay? Who wants this power up here instead of this? Are you feeling me? Okay, so do they need to be in person, or can an online course from experts count? Masterminding works both in person and online. The ideal is to have both, because obviously people are busy. So sometimes you want to meet online, and also sometimes you want to meet in person. So yes, you can have it online as well. I encourage guys to have both. Okay, so yes, this applies to studying in general. This applies to what I give you guys. Listen, all right. I'm saying this like I don't want to sound arrogant, but it's just a fact. I'm the first dating coach in the world who has married the philosophies of success, the laws of success, with the laws of seduction. From the very beginning, I merged the two because I recognized something. What I saw was that of there was a bunch of dating gurus teaching guys what to say to women, what to do to women, but then the guys were still not getting progress. Why? And I was like, why? And when I observed all these men who were good with women, I observed one commonality. So uh, just like Napoleon Hill observed patterns, I'm really good at observing patterns as well. And so what I observed in all these guys who were good with women was that they were all successful in at least one other area in their lives. Okay, hear that. When I observed a group of all these successful seducers, and I looked at them carefully, I observed that every single one of them was also successful in other parts of their lives. And so I came to the conclusion, the correct conclusion 10 years later, I'm super right, was that the reason it wasn't an accident. The reason why they were so good with women is because they had the foundation. So I'm going to use props today. So I think it actually works really well. So they had the foundation, which is the principles of success. They understood the principles of success. And on top of the principles of success, they started building. They built their success with women. Okay, what to say, what to do, how to do it, and all that stuff, right? So in my coaching, when I'm coaching clients, we build this first. We build this thing strong. We build this thing solid. It's called the principles of success. And then on top of that, we put the principles, the laws of seduction. Okay, and now you have guys getting breakthroughs. If you just tell a guy, say this, do that, you're trying to build a building on no foundation. Okay, you're trying to build something on the clouds. It doesn't work. You can't. You need the foundation first. So today I'm giving you a foundation. I'm giving you the foundation. You understand? So I lost my train of thought. So masterminding, that is why, so the mastermind principle, that is why, for example, I can take a guy who's been stuck for 3 years or 5 years and very easily get him unstuck in about 2 months, 3 months, 6 months tops, because we use the mastermind principle. We give him power, and it's a game changer. No man can achieve great wealth or success without using the mastermind principle. So after this explanation, do you promise me that you're going to find a way to do this with someone else? And do you promise to stop doing it alone? Write down there, I promise. Okay? Write down there, I promise. I hear you, Jad. I promise I'm changing this part of my strategy. Thank you, Night Sight, for your comments. Yes, this will get you unstuck. Yeah. Okay, Savage, I promise. Venom, I promise. Ed, promise. Benja, promise. Good. Good. Very good. Thank you, Eduardo. Are you ready for the next point? Are you ready for the next point? Okay, so Ed is saying, do we continue to mastermind after we reached our goal? Hell yeah, you continue to mastermind. And in about 5 minutes, I'm going to tell you actually how to supercharge that mastermind so you get even faster results and more powerful results. So if I forget, remind me in 5 minutes, and I'm going to teach you a powerful thing. Okay, so all you guys, yeah, I promise, you bet, yes, ready. Okay, great. We'll talk about finding the right person later, so remind me about that, okay? Great, awesome. Thank you for participating in the chat. I really appreciate your engaging me too, so I don't feel like I'm just talking to myself. Okay, so the next reason why you have been stuck for 1 year or more is because of your blind spots. So, again, patterns. When I'm seeing men, stuck for 1 year or more, this is what they're doing. Let me put it another way. If you have been stuck for 1 year or more, that means 100% you have a set of blind spots. Okay, let me say that again. If you have been stuck for 1 year or more, that is a guarantee that you have a set of blind spots. What is a blind spot? A blind spot is something that you don't know that you don't know. It is a mistake or a set of mistakes that you are making with women that is actually pushing women away from you. So this is serious. So again, if you have been multitasking, this is the time to pay attention. Stop what you're doing. Listen, watch. The reason why you've been stuck for 1 year or more is because you have a set of blind spots that are sabotaging your success with women. So, a blind spot, the example I give for what is a blind spot, it's like me saying, let's say you and I stand outside of a shopping mall. Okay, you and I are standing outside of the biggest shopping mall in the world, and I tell you, Mike, go in the mall and get me the thing. And you look at me and you say, what thing? I said, the thing. This is the game. Go in the mall and get me the thing. Once you guess what that thing is, once you bring it out to me, you win the game. Okay? Go in the mall, get me the thing. So then what Mike does is he's going to proceed to go in the mall, grab whatever he can carry, come out to the parking lot, and then one by one, he says, this thing? I say, no. This thing? No. This thing? No. And then he goes back in the mall, grabs some more random stuff. This thing? No. This thing? No. He's looking for something that he doesn't know what he's looking for. Okay? And in the end, now maybe I'm thinking that I want the rusted screw on the top left of the letter L on the top on the roof of the mall. So he may never figure that out. So that is something similar to when a man has a blind spot and he's going on YouTube looking for information, but he doesn't know what to look for because he's blind to it. So another example is this. Another example is men come to me and come to the coaching calls and they say, Jad, I have ABC problem. But 90% of the time, if not 95% of the time, the truth is he doesn't have ABC problem. His problem is XYZ. So for example, most of the calls start like this. Hey, Jad, yeah, I'm not getting women because I'm not confident enough, I'm not talkative enough, and I'm not funny enough, and that's why I'm not attracting women. Can you please help me? And then so that I talk to him, it usually takes me between 3 to 5 minutes to identify the major blind spots, ask him a few questions, and then very quickly I realize those are not his problems at all. The real problems are he's coming across too much as a nice guy. These are just examples. It's different for everyone. But his real problems are that he's being too much of a nice guy. He's asexual. He's not coming off sexual. And he's coming off, there are some things he's doing that coming off a little creepy, right? So these are his real problems that are pushing women away from him. So these are his real issues here, 1, 2, 3. But he thinks his issues are whatever. These two, okay? Confidence and being funny, when really his real issues are he's not sexual enough, he comes off a little creepy, and whatever, right? So what happens? So these are the real problems blocking him. And they're there, and they're untouched. While all the while, he spends the next year building more, going on YouTube, how to have more confidence, how to be more entertaining. And then he's working on this. He's working his ass off on this, which is very admirable. but he's not working on the problem. And so he stays stuck. He stays stuck. You understand? So if you've been stuck for a year or more, you are doing that. If you knew what the problem was, you would have gotten unstuck by now. Do you understand the logic of this? You cannot find something that you don't, I mean, you can, but it's like going into the mall and finding the thing. You might find it tomorrow, or you might not find it until 5 years down the line. So are you guys with me? Is this making sense? Can you relate? Do you think, yes, Jad, it seems like I have a blind spot because I've been taking in all this information, but still have not gotten that breakthrough? So let me know in the chat. If you have not gotten that breakthrough, it's not that this game is so hard. It's that you're working up here. Your ladder is up here when really the problem is over here. And this is going untouched because you're not getting the feedback. Okay, and this ties in to you going at this alone. If you're going at this alone, guess what? You're not getting any feedback, brother. You're not getting any feedback. You understand? Okay, yeah, so you said guys are agreeing. I feel like I have a blind spot. Yes, I feel like a walking theory. Sam says, yes, that's so true. Okay, night sight, bro. Every point you make applies to me. Okay, gold jacket, Luke. Very happy to see you here, brother. Okay, so the question now is, how do you find what your blind spots are? I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so thank you for sticking with me. I'm glad we're all on the same page. So you need to realize something. It's 2018 now. Last year now, you believed that you would have had this handled by now. Give me an amen if that's true. Last year, right now, you believed that 2018, you would have had this handled by now. Give me an amen if that's true for you. Yeah, so you guys say amen. Yep, exactly. So what I'm trying to do right now, okay, so we got a lot of amens here, okay? So we have like 10 amens, if not more. So that's how serious this is. Do you understand? So previously what I said, I wasn't messing around. I said I spot patterns, and like the Matrix, I see the pattern, okay? And I can predict with startling accuracy because I know if you're not implementing this, you're stuck. You see, so I'm not speaking out of theory. I'm speaking out of concrete. This is the way it works. Gravity pulls you down whether you're good or bad. If you're not using the principles that I'm outlining here today, that's why you have been stuck, and that's why you will continue to be stuck if you don't change your strategy. So this is serious. If I could, I would literally, in a loving way, I would grab you by the collar, shake you, and say, wake up, bro. Change your strategy. This is not a joke. This is your life. This is your life. Stop doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Okay? So, give me a second to pour myself some water, and then I'm going to let you know some ways you can reveal your blind spots and get yourself unstuck. Okay. Okay, so Genji said, I believed it when I was 19, now I'm 24. So that's the thing, right? You will stay stuck if you don't change your strategy, if you don't reveal your blind spots, if you don't use a mastermind, if you go at this alone, you will stay stuck. If you don't follow the one system, one mentor, 1 year, you will stay stuck. It's predictable. So now we are going to say, okay, how do you reveal your blind spots? So let's take the sports analogy again. Bukovina, exactly, my favorite water. So let's say Roger Federer, or any athlete, but just let's stick to Roger. right? Champion Roger. What's the first thing an athlete does when he wants to be at the top of his game, the top of his division? He goes out and he hires the best coach he can find. What is the role of a coach? The role of a coach is to constantly reveal your blind spots. So, let's say Federer was having a problem with his backhand. The reason why Federer is having a problem with his backhand isn't because he knows what he's doing wrong. If he knew what he was doing wrong with his backhand, he would correct it. But what has happened is in the past 3 games, he's hitting the backhand, it's not clearing the net. So what he does is he hires a specialist to come and give him feedback. Then the coach comes and watches, and he notices that Federer maybe his footing is a bit off. So he tells him to adjust his back foot. He notices that when he's hitting the backhand, he's not looking in the right direction. So he says, hey, just adjust your gaze and look over there. And then maybe he realizes that Federer's being too stiff when he hits it, and he needs to loosen up a bit. And so from the outside, he gives him feedback. You understand? So in sports, the best athletes are the ones who are constantly getting that feedback. And who are they getting it from? They're getting it from a specialist. Federer is not asking his buddy down the street to come and watch his backhand. Hey, buddy, what do you think I'm doing wrong here? He's going out and he's hiring the best coach he can, the best coach money can buy, because he wants that specific feedback. So there are several ways that you can get your blind spots revealed. The best way is to hire a specialist, an expert, a coach, and he will identify your blind spots. He will identify what's making you stuck, and that's the fastest way. So hiring someone like me, as I said before, after doing this for 10 years, it takes 3 to 5 minutes. I've got your number, man. I know exactly what you're doing wrong. So you hire a mentor, they give you feedback, and that's how, here's the difference, right? So I'm a public guy and I have my YouTube following, and then I have my paying clients. And there are some people, and I also have my Facebook group. And so there are some people who are very active on Facebook and on YouTube in terms of commenting. So I've gotten to know these guys and know where they're at. And again, talking about patterns, the guys who only go for free information and never get coaching, never reach out, never get help, they remain stuck. The guys who get coaching, within a few months, they're unstuck. So it's not a coincidence. It's because, let's take 2 kids. Take 2 kids. 2 kids want to make it pro. They want to play tennis. Let's stick to tennis. So one kid is flat broke, but he wants to become a professional. The other kid has rich parents. So one kid is practicing tennis alone. The other kid has a coach. So every day with the coach, what's the kid doing? He's getting feedback. He's the coach is pointing out blind spot after blind spot after blind spot. Okay, adjust your hand like this. Look this way. Hit it this way this time. You hit it like that. Constant blind spot. The kid alone, he's just trying to figure it out on his own. So what's happening? The broke kid is progressing like this, and the rich kid is going like boom, because he has a coach, right? All the stories, all the success. Mike Tyson had his coach. You know, if you want a Rocky and his coach. So you need someone outside of you. Now, I know a lot of you guys are very young who follow me, and you're students. If you're flat broke, and I'm talking flat broke, if you're flat broke, then the second best thing to this is ask a friend. Ask a friend for feedback, and ask women for feedback. Now, that's not going to be the best, but if that's all you've got, then do the best with what you've got. If you're flat broke, you can't hire a coach, you can't get that professional feedback, ask your friends, okay? Now, the problem with that is that your friend's job is to be nice to you. Your friend's job is to not offend you. And so a lot of times your friends won't give you the raw, hard truth that a coach will give you. My job as a coach, uh, my job is not for you to like me. My job is to get you a transformation. And so I tell people the raw truth. I tell people the things that no one else has the balls to tell them, because I know I come from a place of a loving place. I'm telling you that, I'm telling you all your blind spots. Maybe some of them are a bit confronting, but if I tell you them, you stop doing making those mistakes, you end up with a woman. So my objective isn't to be polite to you. My objective is to get you unstuck and into a relationship with an amazing woman. You see? Also, you can ask women for feedback, but again, I've tried with guys. I said, hey, I was coaching one of my clients, and I said, hey, go get feedback from some women and come back to me. And he came back to me, and the feedback he got from women was total bullshit. Okay, they told him things like, oh yeah, well you're a great guy, you're very entertaining, I like being around you, oh yeah, I think you have like a good personality. Bullshit, surface answers. She was just being polite to him. So it's hard to find a woman who's going to tell you what you really need to hear. Okay. So the reason why I said if you're absolutely flat broke, then you go for the free, because even if you have a bit of money, that's going to be some of the best money you ever spend, because the biggest tragedy in life is to reach the end of your life finding out that your ladder was leaning up against the wrong wall. So we have men on this live call right now, live presentation right now, who have been stuck for 5 years. 5 years. So that's not a joke. That's a life wasted. That's 5 years wasted. If you're multitasking, stop and listen to this. This is some tough love right now. What is it costing you to stay stuck, to keep those blind spots there? What's it costing you? How does it feel that now we're in January 2018 and last year you thought that by now you would have been unstuck? What is it costing you? And what has it cost you, and what will it continue to cost you to not touch these blind spots that are right here and can be easily revealed within minutes? You're going to spend another 1 year, 2 year, 5 years? It's a very dangerous thing. So again, speaking from my experience and my patterns, the guys who don't invest in themselves, don't get coaching, don't get mentors, most of them stay stuck. The guys who get coaching, boom, magic, unstuck. Okay, because they're using the mastermind principle, they're sticking to one mentor, one system, 1 year, they're having their blind spots revealed, and they're not going at it alone. You understand? So you have a choice. You have a choice. You can take this strategy and use it. Okay? You can take this strategy and use it, or you can go off and keep doing what you've been doing and hope for a miracle. So this isn't a joke. So this brings us to the fifth and final piece of your 4-part strategy. So to recap, first of all, we said that more information plus trying harder is not the solution if you've been stuck for a year or more. So give up the hope that if you just accumulate, watch another video, go and try a bit harder, that you're going to somehow have a transformation. If you've been stuck for a year or more, you need to add more elements to this. It's like a recipe. You have a good recipe, an admirable recipe, try harder, accumulate more information, but it's an incomplete one. So I'm giving you the rest of it. Next part is, don't go at this alone. Okay? Mastermind. The other part, one system, one mentor, 1 year. Okay? One system, one mentor, 1 year. Third part, Get someone, hire someone to reveal your blind spots. That'll be the best money you ever spend. Jim Rohn, which was one of the biggest self-help gurus, he said the best investment you can ever make is investing in yourself. That is the investment that pays you back in dividends. Think of it this way. Past 5 years, past 3 years, you've been stuck. You've been stuck. What did that cost you? What would it be worth to you if the next 3 years were full of beautiful relationships? Would that not have been the best mistake you ever, wouldn't that have ever been, not mistake, the best investment you ever made if you revealed your blind spots and next year, by now, you're sitting right here and I'm doing another one of my Happy New Year videos and you come on this chat and you say, Jad, I got unstuck because I implemented your 4-part strategy. What would that be worth to you? So if you invest a little bit of money to get your blind spots revealed, but then the reward is a lifetime with your dream girl, you need to weigh it out like that. Money's not important. Money will come and go. You're going to waste that money on a flat screen TV or taxes or some, okay, taxes you have to pay anyways, but on maybe you're so depressed that you have to go take a trip. If you weren't depressed, you didn't have to take that trip. You could have spent it on hiring someone to help you break free. And what's that freedom worth to you? People don't connect the dots. You're talking about your freedom here. Who here wants to be free? Who here who's sick of being stuck? And like, how much is your freedom worth? Is there a price on your freedom? So stop standing in your own way. Are you guys still with me? Are you ready for the final principle? Let's create some suspense. Drum roll, absolutely. Yes. Hell yeah. All right. Let's do this, Ed. Okay, again, I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate you guys commenting. So the final comment, the final strategy ties into the strategy of reveal your blind spots. Okay, if you've been stuck for 1 year or more, you have blind spots, period, and you need your blind spots revealed, period. And just accumulating more information isn't going to fix that. That's like going into the mall and looking for the thing. Okay? You need feedback. Okay? Feedback. Preferably from a professional like myself. Or if you don't resonate with me, some other dating mentor. But you need that. Or if you're flat broke, a friend is a second best. Okay, so part 4 of this how to get unstuck with women once and for all for good is hire a mentor. So I got ahead of myself a bit, but that's what it is. Okay? All the successful people had a mentor. Every great movie is where the young guy is going out there and trying a lot of stuff, and then he meets the elder, the all-wise mentor, and then the mentor mentors him, and then he has these breakthroughs. Mike Tyson was a great fighter because he had a great mentor. A mentor is someone who has spent his whole life becoming a specialist at something, and then you come in and you're trading your money for his time, his wisdom. You give him the money, he gives you his wisdom in a much shorter time. It took him 30 years to figure that out, but within months, you're downloading his brain. So it's like, again, I love the movie The Matrix. So in The Matrix, he's sitting there and he has the things plugged in his head and he's downloading Kung Fu, right? And I think the way it goes is someone comes up to him and is like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm learning Kung Fu, right? And he's just sitting there, right? He's downloading. So getting a mentor is that you're downloading. So you want to download, right? You want to download. So for example, let's say you take myself. I have been in the exclusive study of seduction since the year 2000. is when I started, 2002. And I took a little break. So let's say 2005, I really got back into it. So from 2000, I started in 2002, but I was going to college and stuff like that. But then from 2005 until today, I have been in the exclusive, obsessive, daily study of of this seduction stuff. So what you're doing is you're outsourcing. So Henry Ford said it the best. Henry Ford said that I don't need to clutter my mind or go figure things out. I have a desk with a bunch of buttons, and anytime I need a specialist, I just have to push a button, and that specialist comes into my office and solves my problem for me. So what you need to do is you need to outsource the hard work, outsource outsource the specialization if you can. A mentor reveals your blind spots. Another important thing a mentor does is he keeps you accountable. Keeps you accountable. A lot of times, there's so many people have good intentions, and I'll give them strategies, and they'll say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go apply that and whatever." Then I check in with them 6 months later, zero. They still haven't done anything. Why? Because they haven't been held accountable. A mentor holds you accountable, gives you insights. Like, for example, right now on this call, I have given you insights. I have given you a new way to look at the world. I have given you a strategy that you can literally use for the rest of your life. I've given you a life-changing strategy in only 1 hour. So you hire a mentor. He's giving you insight after insight after insight. He's revealing one blind spot after another. And let me tell you this, brother, you don't only have 3 blind spots if you've been stuck for a year or more. You have these 3, and then once we reveal those, there are some underneath that, and you reveal those, there are some underneath that. And it's a constant routine. So what I do with my clients is first I get to know, okay, what's your situation? What's going on? How have you been stuck? Okay, how have you been stuck? And then you tell me this is happening, that's happening. Quickly, I can tell from what you tell me, okay, you have these 3 main blind spots. I can see some other errors, but these are the 3 big ones. So then I tell you, okay, these are your 3 blind spots. Now what I want you to do is I want you to go out and I give you simple step-by-step exercises. Okay, we don't complicate things, we keep it simple. You go out, you do those exercises, you get feedback. Some things you do, okay, I improved on 1 and 2, but then 3 and 4 didn't work out. Okay, let's see what happened. Tell me what happened. This, and that. Oh, okay. Well, you did this. Maybe you need to adjust this and do that. So we reveal some more blind spots, and then you go back out there. You try again. You make some more progress. You come back, and again we reveal. So it's a constant cycle of revealing blind spots, going out and doing real world application, coming back, reveal some more blind spots, again, real world application. And that's the value of a mentor. So again, back to the analogy of a bicycle versus a car, let's say a Ferrari. That's the progress between the person who goes at it alone and the person who has a mentor. The mentor is giving you insight after insight after insight after insight, revealing blind spot after blind spot after blind spot. And that's why the guys who follow me for years for free and never invest in themselves, they're going like this, or staying stuck, they're going like this. And then the guys who get coaching, who invest in themselves, boom. How can you stay stuck for 5 years and then get unstuck in 3 months? It's not a miracle. It's simply that you're using a strategy that works, a strategy that every successful man has used. The CEO of Google said, everybody needs a coach. Bill Gates said, everybody needs a coach. T. Harv Eker, I don't know if you're familiar with him. I think his book is The Millionaire Mind, I think. Huge guy, very successful guy. He said, I have a coach for everything. I have a fitness coach. I have a nutritionist. I have a whatever business coach. I have a coach for everything. The people at the higher levels, and also because I was in learning internet marketing, and I discovered that the more successful a person was, the more coaches they had. So yeah, even Oprah has coaching. You understand? So I'm giving you principles. You want to break those principles, keep going at it alone and expecting a different result, then you have no one else to blame but yourself. I know that's a bit harsh, but I'm saying it from a place of love because I'm trying to wake you up. I'm trying to wake you up. Okay? So the recap is this. And in a second, I'm going to give you an offer, but not everyone qualifies. But for some of you, you're going to qualify for a call. Now, I apologize in advance for whoever does not qualify, but I'll tell you in a second. So, okay, so Genji says blind spot is a good word. True, Jad. We all definitely need a coach. So does the coach have a coach? Yes, I have coaches. How do you think that I elevate myself both in my business? I'm able to create income with an online business. I'm able to travel the world. Um, I was able to have breakthroughs in performance with women, and a lot of stuff. Yeah, emotionally, spiritually, I hired a lot of coaches. I've invested over $30,000 in coaching. So everyone who's successful invests money. And if you think $30,000 is a lot, there are guys who spend $100,000 a year on coaching. So the higher level you are, the more coaching you get, or the higher level of coaches that you get. You see? So here's what I'm going to do for you. For a limited time, and I know that sounds very markety, okay? But it's just true because I'm giving my free time here, and it depends when you're watching this. But for a limited time, I'm opening it up. I'm going to offer 45-minute free 45-minute breakthrough sessions for men who have been stuck for 1 year or more. Now, only a specific group of men apply. You must be 28 or older. You must be a man of action. You must be a man of integrity. Okay. Now I know a lot of my followers are younger, and so I will explain why I'm putting the limit at 28. It is because the reason why I'm offering these free calls, obviously, it's not like I have nothing better to do, right? It's because I know that some of these free calls are going to turn into paying clients. So some of these calls, we're going to see that, okay, maybe I'd like to have some long-term help with you, Jad. And then we'll see if it's a fit for me. If it's a fit for you, maybe we'll do some long-term coaching. So that's how I get clients. And from experience and from doing a lot of free calls, it's become very obvious to me that anyone around 28 or under, it does not have the financial resources yet to hire me as a coach. And so I only have a limited amount of time. So obviously, that's why. Okay, so if you're under 28, then you can use these principles or go maybe hire someone cheaper. I'm not a cheap date. I'll tell you that straight up. I'm not a cheap date, but that's because I get guys results. You bring me a guy, I've had a guy the other year, I had a guy who was stuck for 10 years. 10 years. 3 months in, he had a girlfriend. 10 years, 0 women. 3 months later, that guy is in a beautiful relationship. So I get results. And so I'm not messing around. So if you're 28 and older, if you're looking, here's another one I forgot. If you're 28 and older, if you're looking for to find a woman to have a long-term relationship with, and you're a man of integrity or a lover of women, then you qualify. And if you're just looking to pick up women and all that stuff, again, you don't qualify. This is for men who want to find that special girl. If you qualify with these three, you go to jadtjones.com/apply. jadtjones.com blindspots.com/apply, and you can apply for a breakthrough session over there. And then I'll get back to you and we'll schedule a call. Okay, so you're over 28, you're looking for something long term with that special kind of woman, and you're a man of integrity, you're a lover of women. Okay, and I don't just take clients, whoever throws money at me. I don't just take whoever throws money at me. Okay, because the coaching experience is a very intimate experience, and it's also, I mean, you're going to be a big part of my life because I'm doing. You know, this is only if we end up working together. If it's just a breakthrough session, that's aside. But if we do end up working together, then I only work with men who I can read people very well. And if someone is not coming from pure-hearted intentions, then I don't work with that person. So if you want a free call, you better make sure that you're of pure heart, pure intention. You're looking for something serious, and you're over 28. Okay. So that free breakthrough session is my gift to you and also my way to get clients. If it's a good fit for both of us, great. If not, that's fine too. I'd be happy anyways to contribute and help you out. So that's jatjones.com/apply. So to recap what we learned today. Number one, if you have been stuck for 1 year or more, then more information and trying harder. That two-part formula is an incomplete formula. Stop it. What you need to add to that formula, okay, or rearrange in that formula. Of course, action is very important, but you have to work smart, not just like, the analogy is like this. The analogy is like this. Have you seen my throat is done. You know when a fly is banging up against a window and then the other window right beside it is open, but it just keeps banging up against this window? A lot of times the fly dies here. So that's a lot like what you guys are doing. Oh, well, maybe if I just try a little harder. Do you think the fly can break through that window? It can never break through that window. It's not strong enough. It will never break through that window. It's a bad strategy. It's a failing strategy, right? It's one that will end in death. So similarly, when I'm saying stop just simply using the two parts formula of accumulating more information and trying harder because you're like the fly against the wall. Okay, you need to use a different strategy. Fly and go out the window that's open. So the strategy you need is, number one, stop going at this alone. Form a mastermind. A mastermind is 2 or more people working in complete harmony towards a specific goal. Okay, don't go at it alone. I'm tired, so my brain is kind of stopped. It's not working well. So let me look at the notes. Okay, trying harder with it. Never walk the path alone. Okay, so I just said that. One system, one mentor, 1 year. Information overload is what is causing paralysis and fear and anxiety and confusion. So stop it. One mentor, pick someone you like, pick a philosophy you like, and stick to it for 1 year. Okay, that's how you're going to have a breakthrough. So next is reveal your blind spots. Get someone to reveal your blind spots, preferably a professional. And then finally, make the best, smartest investment, which is to invest in yourself, which is to invest in a mentor. Invest in someone who will help you reveal your blind spots, keep you accountable, and give you the step-by-step strategy you need to succeed, so that next year, by now, we are sitting here in a similar video and you're telling me in the chat box, Jad, I got unstuck because I used the 4-part unstuck formula, get unstuck formula. So, my dears, I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and for you who are watching right now, I'd appreciate a comment. What was the biggest takeaway you got out of? What was the most valuable thing you got out of our time together today? Genji says there is no help but self-help. Bruce Lee said investing in yourself is the best. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for joining me. That's it for today. Again, if you qualify, you're 28 or older, you want a long-term relationship, and you're a man of integrity and you love women, then contact me. I'll give you a 45-minute free breakthrough session. Go to jatjones.com/apply. Okay, so now you're commenting on what's the thing what you got out of today. Filling your head with too much theory and not using it to get unstuck. Yes, and again, remember, it's not only that you're filling it with too much theory, but you're filling it with too much conflicting theory. Don't mix systems. Okay, don't mix systems. So don't go at this alone. Only have one mentor. Yes, the importance of accountability and eating croissants. Oh, bro, is that you? Oh, Frenchie. Yes, eating croissants is very important. Okay. Okay, so yes, this will be posted. Oh, Frenchie, nice to see you here. Okay, Valir, thanks a lot, brother. Thanks for commenting, guys. Thanks for being active on here. I enjoyed it today, and I hope you got a lot of value out of it. And go kick ass, go kick ass. All right. Yes, go kick ass. Okay, I'm brain dead. See, I'm like mumbling now. Okay, thanks for all the comments. Thanks, Ed. Thanks, Venom. Last time for your free breakthrough session. If you're over 28, you want a long-term, you want to find a great girl, have a long-term relationship, and you're a lover of women, I'll give you a 45-minute free breakthrough session. Go to jatjones.com/apply. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.